possible to get 100,000 followers by doing nothing. If you don't know who I am, my name is Levi. I built theme pages on TikTok and Instagram, and I'm going to explain to you how I was able to get 100,000 followers by doing nothing. Okay, but I'm going to give you a little bit of a backstory to explain how I got the 100,000 followers by doing nothing, and then at the end of this video, I'm going to explain to you how you can as well. Okay, in December 2023, and even before that, when I started theme pages back in 2019, both on Instagram, and then I saw the explosion on TikTok in 2020. I took theme pages over to TikTok. Okay, but in December 2023, I had a page that took off, and I hit 100,000 followers in less than 2 weeks, and I had the first payout of $2,000 from a single video, one video that took me less than 5 minutes to make. Okay, that's 5 minutes. That's less than some people actually shower. Okay, but it took 5 minutes to make $2,000 just for the creativity program. Now this was peak, okay, when you had RPMs that were going crazy from like $1, $2 right here. Only for a qualified 900,000 views at $2 got me this $2,000 payout. Now you're probably wondering how the hell can I do this as well? Let me tell you. I'm going to explain it to you at the very end. Okay, let me get through the story for you. Now in January 24, okay, I had a super high moment, getting $2,000, hitting 100K followers, less than 2 weeks. Literally less than a month later, my entire life falls apart. Not slowly, not piece by piece, literally all at once. One day, boom, my life stops. Everything comes crumbling down. I literally stopped doing social media from scratch. Nothing. I didn't even touch it. I didn't have Instagram. I didn't have TikTok. I didn't have YouTube. Nothing. For the next 6 months of my life, my sole purpose, my sole mission was just getting my life back together. I failed in different other aspects of my life, and I needed to own up to that. I needed to make some changes, needed to get my actual life back together before getting back to work. And so for the next 6 months of 2024, I did not touch a single social media platform. Did not even do anything. Didn't post, didn't look at any analytics, wasn't using any secret accounts, nothing. I didn't look at any social media, okay, for the next 6 months. So when I came back 6 months later, looking at the page that grew back in December, that hit 100,000 followers in less than 2 weeks, had that $2,000 payout, that page grew another 100,000 followers without me doing anything for the past 6 months. As I'm trying to get my life back together, I'm doing other things, I'm doing other work, not touching social media, not posting, not looking at analytics, not having somebody post for me, not anybody. The page grew by itself to another 100,000 followers. So we had 100,000 followers back in December. Back when I came back 6 months later, about June and July, I had over 200,000 followers on this page, without even a single post, without even touching it, doing absolutely nothing. Okay. Now the honest truth is that most people will build theme pages, but they will have to still continue to work. Their page will only grow if they show up and they post on their page. That is not an asset. That's just another job that you created for yourself. This is a glorified hobby that you've given yourself, that you are working outside of your 9 to 5. If your page does not grow without you, it's not an asset, okay? You need to be able to build these pages in a way that it works and runs without you being a part of it, okay? Yes, you can post, you could be being active on it, but if it's not growing, if it's not making money without you being there, it's not an asset, okay? After this 6 months, when I came back, June, July, I then took this page to over 500,000 followers in the next 6 months. So by the end of 2024, here's a screenshot. I'm showing you the actual time frame. Okay, December 6, 2024, I crossed 500,000 followers on that exact same page. I went from hitting 100,000 followers less than 2 weeks, getting my payouts when the creativity program was basically at its peak, not doing anything for the next 6 months, hit another 100,000 followers by doing nothing. Coming back, it also shows you that you can pick up a page that is so-called done because there's no momentum, regaining momentum, basically turning on, the engine in a sense that a lot of people say. But to be honest, I'm going to explain why the engine really never stopped. because it grew another 100,000 followers. I just continue building the momentum from there, increasing the speed and getting to 500,000 followers by the end of the year. Okay, so here's how it works. I'm going to write this down for you. Okay, you need, if I can type right here, you need to post content that not only is evergreen, but here's the key factor. You need to post content that will ongoing be about topics that are ongoing 24/7, that really don't have a an end to their shelf life, that people are always talking about, that is always hot topics. You need, like, if it's business, talking about high business things, if it's certain wealth things, money, whatever it may be, something that is going to be here forever. Posting evergreen content is what actually works and makes these pages turn into assets. Now, the content that I added to it, that was a twist, is posting evergreen content that started conversations. These are This is how you're going to get engagement, how you're going to get people to share. If you can get people to either love your or hate your content, we talk about it a lot, but being able to share their opinion in the comments. Okay, people love to share their opinion. That's the number one thing humanity loves to do, is to share their opinion. Give them pieces of content that they can constantly go off in your comments, whether they love it, they hate it, they just want to share their opinion about it. Some of my top viral videos that were on this page, all the people in the comments, some of the arguments that were happening in the comment sections had nothing to do with the content. Okay, but the top comment had something to do with the content, but then the arguments that they were having, the conversations they were having, turned into something completely different. But it started the conversation. It was a spark. So you need to post about evergreen content, things that will last forever, but ones that will start conversations. Give people a reason to talk about what is happening in your content. Okay, comments are big, but bigger is shares. If you can get people to share and have DMs talking about whatever's happening in your content in their DMs, is the biggest boost on any social media platform. Okay, so you need to be posting content. I'm going to say it over and over again: evergreen content, but evergreen plus conversation starters. That is the sweet spot. This is how I was able to not do anything for 6 months and be able to come back and have 100,000 followers without me even being there, because the content that I was posting from the very beginning was evergreen content that was sparking conversation. So that while I was working on building up my life again, my page, my asset that I built, I just realized that I misspelled it. Anyways, the content that I was posting from the very beginning was ongoing forever, something that people were always talking about. That was always a hot topic, but it was always sparking conversation. So there was tons over the next 6 months of me doing nothing of content that sparked conversations through people that were driving comments, driving shares, getting engagements on my posts that were already on my page. So by the time I came back, it was still there. The momentum never left. It didn't die out. It was always constantly growing. By the time I came back, I just turned up the juice and we just took off to 500,000 followers. So if you're building theme pages, the number one pieces of content that you need to be posting is evergreen conversational starter content. With that being said, like, comment. If you want more in depth too, or just a place to learn more about theme pages, I'm going to drop my Telegram down below. I drop all the knowledge that I have on everything that I do personally for my theme pages, and then I'll be able to share all that insight with you inside of my Telegram. So if you want that, it's down in the description. See you on the next one.